Test. Test, test, test. Oh, test. Test 1, 2, 3. Test. Test 1, 2, 3. Het is eigenlijk heel onhandig waar het
Ja, we kunnen natuurlijk ook niet.
Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Dank u.
test.
Will leave me loving you, and with your permission, let me list just a few. The way you wear your hair, the way you sip your tea, hey there, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just beams, the way you sing of key, the way you haunt my dreams. Oh no, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. Oh no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. The way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. Oh no, no, they can't take that away from me. No, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they won't take that away. Can't take that away from me. There may be trouble ahead, but while there's music and moonlight and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Before the fiddlers are fled, before they ask us to pay the bill, and while we still have that chance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed. So while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed. So while there's music and moonlight and love and romance, let's face the music and dance.
graduands, welcome on this very special day in this very special room. The room where many of you first started your academic journey, and now the room where you are about to receive your degree. Very important milestone indeed. Welcome to your friends and your family, to your loved ones who have joined you today to witness this special moment. And thank you to the live band for making all of this extra festive. My name is Anneleen van der Meer. I'm the director of the Bachelor Security Studies, and as such it's my pleasure to be the first to address and congratulate you today. Today's ceremony will proceed as follows. Our very own Andrea Bartolucci will start us off by looking back at the past 3 years and offering some thoughts for the years that lie ahead. And then we will hear from this year's commencement speaker, Marco Zanoni. And finally, you will hear from Gaia and Joris, this year's student speakers. After the speeches, which will take roughly half an hour, we go on to the diploma ceremony, during which all graduates receive that coveted piece of paper. Dear graduates, from the hop week to your first lecture, your first work group, all the way to presenting original research and policy advice to clients including the Council of State and the Office of the National Coordinator for Counterterrorism and Security, you made it here. And through it all, you made new friends, met inspiring people, you got to know yourself better, and you learned to rely on those around you. You explored law, economics, international relations, terrorism studies, cyber threats, war and peace studies, and let's not forget about research methods. These are all skills that are absolutely fundamental to who we are collectively as an academic community that you will soon be a part of. And we asked much of you, particularly in that final semester, but you delivered. So well done, congratulations. I also want to take a moment to mention the lecturers, the tutors, supervisors, study advisors, study coordinators, and educational support staff who guided you through. And speaking of support, dear graduates, please take a moment to look around you. Because through all the stress, the frustration, but also the moments of celebration and personal victories, you did not walk alone. Your loved ones were there. So on behalf of the graduates, thank you all for standing beside them. About an hour from now, you will no longer be graduands, but graduates. And you will have obtained that special piece of paper that officially welcomes you into the community of security specialists, of bachelors with special skills, knowledge, and the determination to use all of that for good. But beyond skills and knowledge, you have learned to be a good friend, to be a good housemate, or a good partner. And as you go on to next adventures, please continue to develop those things that are more important than anything you learned during the lectures. The world needs security experts. But more than that, it needs people with warm hearts and open minds. So, congratulations, class of 2025. And good luck on the road that lies ahead. Our next speaker is someone who guided you through your very first comprehensive case study in the safety field. So it is only fitting that he is also amongst the first to congratulate you today. Please welcome Dr. Andrea Bartolucci.
I like the idea of me guiding you. And okay, it's been a long time since the last time we've been in the same class. How are you guys? All good? Yeah? I can see you're more relaxed and happy than before. I can see your parents are also super happy and relaxed. You should be proud of your kids. I'm also super happy that you survived the bachelor, that you are here today, and yeah, we made it hard for you, so it's okay. Thank you so much, Annalyn. I always forgot to introduce myself. For those who don't know me, my name is Andrea Bartolucci. I'm an assistant professor here at the Institute of Security and Global Affairs, where I teach humanitarian and disaster response. As Annalyn said, I am also the one who made your kids suffer with the case study Fukushima course. With a lot of guest speaker, difficult topics, nuclear problems, economics, maths, exercise, and tough final exam. But I really hope that you have good memories of my course, and I really hope that you then have like a big psychological problem that you will bring with you with the life. I'm not here to give you the ultimate truth of life today, but I want to share with you an advice that my professor gave me when I left the bachelor. And it's actually an advice that he received from his professor when he left the bachelor. So when my professor was leaving the bachelor, his professor told him to focus on a specific topic and become an expert on that. That was the way to become successful. However, my professor decided not to follow this advice and to study what was important at the time, what was interesting to him, and something he actually liked. So he told me, he gave me the advice, but he also told me not to follow the advice because he didn't do it. And now this made him one of the leading experts in humanitarian response. So when he actually advised me the same, he told me, focus on a topic, become an expert, this is the way, but he also told me, don't follow my advice and work on what you like. You know, this is a very difficult world. It's a world full of changes. It's super quick. It's difficult to make a plan. I think your plan should be to become a good person, a compassionate person, a fair person, a right person, a nice person, and a person that can do something nice in the world, that can stand against any kind of injustice, war, famine, and everything. So this is my advice for you. Please focus on one topic, become an expert. This is the way, but I really hope you won't follow my advice. I'm actually probably not the best person to guide you, because I choose my bachelor because I wanted to know all the names of the trees. So yeah, and I know all the names of the trees, by the way. Yeah, so this is my advice, and the last one is just that, you know, when you do a job that you hate, that it's stressful, boring, it's not nice. And I think it's better if you let the passion drives you, not the money, not the power. We see every day what happens when power drives the minds of the people with the war in Gaza or Ukraine or all the other problems around the world. And I think your parents can agree with me. If they don't, you can always lie about your salary. Okay, I know you don't like to lie about your parents. All right, so, and the last, remember the last lecture I gave in the case study Fukushima when I told you about the Daruma doll? For those who don't know it, the Daruma doll is a Japanese doll with two blank eyes. And the idea is that you color one eye, make a wish, and then color the second one when you get to that wish. So my last advice for you is to make a wish, color the eye, and do everything you can do in your power to make this wish come true. Go like us and enjoy.
Dear graduates, it's now time for the commencement address. The tradition of graduation ceremonies is rich and culturally diverse, and in the history of Western Europe, a history that Leiden University is firmly grounded in, university graduation ceremonies have come to be regarded as a new beginning rather than an end. And this is why we invite a commencement speaker. Commencement, of course, meaning beginning. Once you have graduated, you begin your new life as bachelors. That means young members of the academic community. And the commencement address is meant to offer you something as you start that new life, though it is up to the commencement speaker to decide what that something will be. The commencement speaker is someone with great affinity with the academic community, but also someone who has earned their stripes outside of these walls. So we are honored to welcome today's commencement speaker, Mr. Marco Zanoni. As an alumnus of our very own Faculty of Governance and Global Affairs, Mr. Zanoni has followed a career path that many of you might follow yourselves. It was at Leiden University that he first got acquainted with the study of crises, which proved to be the start of a rich career in crisis management at the Institute for Security and Crisis Management, the COT. And he has since been closely involved with multiple crises in the Netherlands, helping to manage responses and researching ways out. So this includes the tram attack in Utrecht and the fireworks disaster in Enschede. And after his directorship at COT, he moved on to the Office of the National Coordinator for Counterterrorism and Security, the NCTV, where he is currently the Director of National Crisis Management. So please join me in welcoming Marco Zanoni.
Thank you for inviting me. A word of welcome to the students, their family and friends, and it's an honor to be present at an important day in your also personal but professional lives. You are now part of an international security community, and a community that I cherish and have been part of for over 26 years now. You've seen my title on the slide. I'd like to introduce myself as a National Director of Misery, because everything I do every day has to do with something that might go wrong. Large forest fires, cyber attacks, terrorism. And in my 4 years at NCTV, I've been part of, I think, 80 crisis teams at the national level. So it's not a theory, it happens, and there are challenges every day. And by now, as an almost Bachelor of Security Studies, you've already discovered how fascinating the world of security really is, with the different topics, angles, and layers. And sometimes it seems, especially in the current geopolitical landscape, that security, or the lack of, is everywhere. Everything has to do with security. Just how broad this field of work actually is, and also the study, is also visible in the work of the organization that I represent here today, the National Coordinator for Counterterrorism and Security. And I think also this study has developed, my organization has developed, and that's because of the challenges that have been developing for the past 20 years. When the NCTV was started 20 years ago, it was all about countering terrorism. That was the main threat, and in the wake of several terroristic attacks, there needed to be one coordinator instead of 29 organizations that worked to counter terrorism in some form or way. When you look at the NCTV now and what we do, we are focused on national security and keeping the country safe. We do national security threat analysis, we have a counterterrorism department, but we also have a department for countering state actors, China, Korea, Russia, and others. We have a department focused on close protection for people who are threatened to their life, and we have to give orders to the police or the military police to actually safeguard them with close protection measures. We have a cybersecurity department, a unit for coordinating the protection of vital infrastructures. We have the National Crisis Center, which is my responsibility, a 24/7 facility to help the cabinet make their crisis decisions if necessary. We do risk and crisis communications. Everybody in the Netherlands will get a brochure in November warning them about the possible risks and threats, from climate change to actually the potential of war. And that's the first time we'll be communicating this to everybody, at least in this country. And we are also tasked by the National Security Council to strengthen our societal resilience. And resilience is the buzzword, so everything has to be about resilience these days. And that means involvement of the whole of government, dus all the different actors, but also the whole of society, private sector, NGOs, others, especially also citizens, to help us try to strengthen our resilience and to be able to adapt to large-scale disruptions. And on a daily basis, we work with many, many actors, from public partners to private sector partners, from intelligence services to the fire department, and from mayors to the European Union and NATO, which is my responsibility. And looking at this world and the world you are stepping into, of course the world you are living in already, but stepping into as a professional is a world that is not safe, that is not secure. We have the challenges from the geopolitical side of things, but we also have, of course, climate change as a rapid or accelerator for many threats we face, not only in this country, but worldwide. And with unparalleled developments like artificial intelligence and the way that could be used for the good or either for the bad. So it's an exciting, professionally an exciting world to step into. On a personal level, it could be a little daunting when you look at threats. And that's also one of my main lessons I've learned, to not only look at everything that could go wrong, but actually ask yourself, why doesn't it go wrong? There are so many things that go wrong every day, but it just don't. Many things are working and are actually working in a very safe and secure way. So it's interesting to ask yourself the question, how that can be possible with so many risks and threats. So there are challenging times, and these are also exciting times. And when I look at you guys and look at the security world and being a security professional in any shape or form, it could be from an academic perspective, it could be from a consulting perspective, or either as part of one of the many organizations that actually work on security. I would like to share with you 6 attention points or things, some lessons I want to give you. And the first is, knowledge is important. You have to know what you're talking about. You're stepping into a world of experts. That means that you don't have to know everything about everything, and you don't have to be the super experts, but you always have to look at asking the right questions. And know enough to ask the right questions, but also be curious. Listen, actually be involved, and don't think because you have a degree that you actually know everything. The second one, there's added value in connecting the dots, in combining various perspectives, to look for and find common grounds. And that sounds easy, it is not. My daily job is to bring partners together in organizations and actually try to move ahead. With all the different challenges, all the different goals each organization wants to perceive, and still we have to find one common ground and one road ahead. And not everybody can use multiple perspectives to look at a problem, let alone look at a possible solution. It takes social skills to not only bring your ideas and perspectives to the table, but to actually motivate and convince others to do anything. There's always a reason to not do something, or there's always a barrier or something where somebody can say, well, it's not possible. And of course, knowledge is important, but you need your social skills to actually seduce others to do what you want, or maybe to do what you have in common and find the most valuable route ahead. When I sit at a table, I'm the chairman of the crisis team at the director's level. I have no authority. I have no legal basis to do anything. And still, I have to make them move a certain way, because I'm responsible for everything that everybody else does, but then the whole of the package. Are we doing the right things? So they have to like me, and they actually have to trust me and say, well, okay, we will go ahead with what you are suggesting. The third one, I think, security is about so much more than security organizations working together. I've mentioned the whole of government, the whole of society. We need citizens, we need public-private cooperation, we need NGOs, and it all sounds simple. It is not. Those are different worlds, different languages that can be worlds apart. So we need professionals who are able to bridge these worlds and actually bring people together. Be aware of the sometimes conflicting goals. I'm sure you've seen a lot of those challenges or conflicting goals in your study. Security versus privacy, security versus economic growth, security versus innovation. So all those other things that are important, and people look at the security professional in the room who's saying, well, maybe we should look at the security side of things also. You're not the one with the good news. Most of the times, you're the barrier preventing something else from happening. So it's a challenge to actually make security count and make security profitable and making everybody think, wow, they're not only making things difficult, they're actually helping us achieve other important goals for our society. So the last one, be creative. More security is not always the answer to a security problem. When I worked at the coronation of the king in Amsterdam for the mayor of Amsterdam, there were many challenges. We expected, I think, 2 million people visiting the city of Amsterdam. There were a lot of security concerns, not in the least the public coming very close to the new king. And there was the Boston Marathon attack only 10 days before the coronation. And the mayor always said, well, come up with some security solutions, but you're not allowed to come up with more police. So you have to think about something else. And that was a mind shift. I think half of the room was crying because the only thing they knew was more police, more fences, more cameras. And that was simply not allowed and not good enough. So I've learned from that to be creative. Security is not always the answer. And security comes with a cost, literally, money, but also cost because it limits something else. It limits the free movement of people, for example. So security also comes with responsibility. It's important, but it's also a responsible job. So I want to close this commencement speech by wishing you all the best, either in your masters or in your professional steps you're about to undertake. But I think most of all, have fun. It's an exciting world to be part of. It's there every day, in the news, in the real world. So have fun and be the best you can, and be passionate and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
So finally, I would like to introduce Gaia and Joris, who have meant a lot for the program as student ambassadors. And as students who have experienced all of the highs and lows with you, they are well positioned to address you on this special occasion. So please welcome Gaia and Joris.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, family, friends, staff, including Annalene, of course, lecturers such as Andrea, the tutors over there, the study coordinators, study advisors, and of course, other staff members. Thank you all for being here. It is such a pleasure to represent you all today alongside Joris. Let's take a moment, first of all, to give ourselves a well-deserved pat on our back and a big round of applause for the class of 2025.
So, what has happened in the past 1,089 days since we first walked into 202? We were introduced by Professor van den Berg, or as many of us call her, Mama Bibi, during a lecture about the introduction to safety and security. But it was also the start of a journey. Changes were about to happen and we didn't know. One of the first changes was the introduction of large language models, also known as ChatGPT. It's not only a thing that changed education, but also the world around us. It has been in topics of theses and other papers, and it's something that's going to change a lot in the coming years. But while studying other topics, also real transformation happened. When we were studying case study Fukushima, about the Sendai earthquake with the nuclear fallout, a real earthquake took place in Turkey and Syria in which more than 50,000 people died. It is not only a reason that we are needed in the world, but also a reason to keep looking around. So yeah, the region was literally shaken to its core.
Since then, Syria has regained its autonomy and other conflicts have flared and faded. Each headline reminds us that our case studies are not only history, they are reflections of a present that is still reeled with sorry, not wield, shaped, some people don't know that term, my apologies, shaped by uncertainty and change. Much like when we enrolled in 2022, when the world was still busy with fighting the global pandemic, we learned firsthand what it's like to be adaptable and resilient. Through that time, we faced tough modules such as cybersecurity, terrorism, interdisciplinary case studies, and we came out wiser. Such as the simulation that Dr. Andrea Bartolucci gave us during case study Fukushima, where Prime Minister Rutte called and asked us to save the Netherlands from a nuclear meltdown. I mean, when Imre Rutte himself calls you and asks you to help the country and tells you the last line of defense, you know you're ready for anything. And I can bet that if he were to email us next week of another crisis, we just answer with, challenge accepted, sir. But of course, these past 3 years have not only been an academic experience. We've celebrated wins and made friends through 9 a.m. lectures, extensive group work, and lots of late-night prep sessions, which of course had a lot of, I suppose, coffee runs. But these 3 years have also been a front row seat to a changing world around us. Often it was a positive change, but sometimes it was also negative.
So when these negative changes arise, we learned how to cope with it. Although the world is a difficult place, we learned that dark humor is sometimes a good way to realize it. To put this in practical terms, as we talked about, or as we studied during our course, when many of us watch news, we get sad, frustrated, maybe even angry sometimes. You can also try to look at it and see that we have many different career opportunities coming up. During case studies, or during cyber threats, we also learned about the Dunning-Kruger effect. As it was mentioned before, even though we have our bachelor, we're not experts on this field yet. For the people unfamiliar, the Dunning-Kruger effect is that people with a low ability in a certain subject tend to overestimate what they know about it. And people with a high ability and a high knowledge on a topic tend to underestimate it a lot. So one of the main takeaways we can also learn from this degree is that even though we learned a lot about security, there's also so much we now know we can still learn about the topic itself. But we're also here to thank the other people. Behind all the moments of fame, sometimes a failing grade, we have to be happy, and the chaos and triumph ended all in this room today. So therefore, I would like to thank everybody who has been a steady network behind us. Not only the professors and the tutors who received the much-deserved praise and were standing in front of the classrooms, but also the people working in the background, such as the study coordinators. Although many of us have not seen them, they've been working behind the scenes to make the past 3 years go as smoothly as possible. Also for the study advisors. They were a listening ear when we had a problem, but also when an assignment was very late and we were a bit too tired, we could text them to get an extension. I also would like to thank the people of the OSA. Personally, I don't know who they are, but they filled in all my grades and made sure that I have my diploma sitting here, just like they all. And for some of us, we can also thank them that they still registered us for an exam, even though we were too late. I also would like to thank the people of Custodia, the study association. Although some of us have not been there, it's been a great pleasure to have you here, hosting events, going on embassy visits, and making sure this year's have been more than just a degree and a lecture hall. And then I would like to thank the communications department for organizing this graduation and making us able to sit here with our parents and friends. And that's also the last thank you. That's for the parents and the friends, and I was told especially to thank the mamas sitting here just before. Although there have been big moments that you remember and you can be proud of, there are also the little moments of just a phone call, just having dinner, and those are the moments that also made today possible. So I would like to end by thanking you today.
Although we will all go into different areas, ranging from diplomacy to cybersecurity, crisis communication, to terrorism, well, we hope counterterrorism, of course, and not follow Dr. Schurman's advice to explore, understand, and do terrorism. We want to say goodbye to some of you. But we learned from alumni we'll most likely see each other again in the future, whether it's from the masters, alumni events, or work events. So let's not end by saying goodbye, but by saying, see you in the future, good luck, and good job, class of 2025.
Well then, graduates, it's now time to hand over the diplomas. You are seated in a carefully arranged order, and that is also the order in which you will receive the degrees. We go row by row, and once one row of you has come out to the front, Timo and Walter will read your names. So if you hear your name, you can start to walk across here in the front, where you will receive a yearbook and a flower. And then all the way at the end, you'll receive your diploma. So then you proceed to the screen where you will be photographed as well. So without further ado, let's begin.
Good afternoon, graduates. Also for the parents, I'd like to introduce myself and also my colleagues from the tutor team. So my name is Walter, and I've been grading your children's papers over the past 3 years. Hopefully there are still not too many hard feelings about that, but on behalf of Maria, Thanos, Tucha, and Chiara as well, we're super, super proud of you and happy that you're here. Know that if you got a 5.4 from us, that it means that we believe that you could just put a little bit extra work to get there, and you did. So it's Timo, if you want to introduce yourself, or sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Timo. I'm one of the 3 study advisors. I'm here today together with Jan Peter. My other colleagues, Maaike, could unfortunately not be here, but she sends her greetings to you as well. Many of you I already have known when you first started, and it's very nice to see you all here with all your family and your loved ones. I know it has not always been easy on you, but your dedication and your hard work has all brought you to this moment, and we couldn't be more proud. So congrats on this huge milestone, and enjoy today to the fullest. You truly, truly deserve it.
So I'll just read out the first names, if you could start in an order, and then we'll do the names individually. So the first row would be Friso, Sander, Archie, Josas, Imke, Medet, Ilse, André, Luc, Anja, Gwen, Dagmar, Finn, Luc again, and Jonathan. If you could please stand in line here. Go up to the podium, you'll take 2 pictures. So one will be with on a lane, and then one will be individually. All right? So first of all, Friso van Aken. And a special notice for Friso van Aken as cum laude graduate. Congratulations, Friso. Next up, we have Sander Akkerman. Archie. Josas Agutis. Imke Baars. Medet Baybalov. Ilse Bakker. Andrei Barburas Rateb. Luc Bayfield. Anja Bieristo. Gwen Billekens. I've been asked to go a bit slower, so. Dagmar Boman. Finn Boutkan. Luc van den Broek. And last but not least for now, Jonathan Buitelaar.
Volgende? Yeah, okay. Could I please welcome the following students on stage? Yeah, that's correct, isn't it? Twan, Jasper, Danielle, Laura, Joost, Zoe, Sja, Rick, Maurits, Nargisa, Sven, Rohan en Emma. Twan de Cler. Jasper van Dijk. Danielle Dorrestein. Laura Fontura Costa dos Santos. Joost Germans. Zoe Nela Grijs. Shah Habibullah. Rick Hogevorst. Maurits Huibens. Nargisa Eiklev. Sven Jongejan. Rohan Kadafat. Emma Korpershoek.
If I could ask the following row to start approaching the stage as well. Mika, Claire, Sasha, Juran, Pipilota, Stan, Gaia, Sterumiroti, Laura, Tim, Mira, Arthur, Eva, Asha, and Zoe. Mika Kramer. Claire Lagarde. Sasha Lux. Juran de Lede. Pipilotta Lip. Stan Lomans. Gaia Steramirotti. Laura Mooi. Tim Mulder. Mira Mornaghan. Arthur Oker. Eva van Oort. Aja Parnasat. En Zoe Papadopoulou.
Could I please welcome the following students on stage? Gal Paran, Emma Pastoor, Meine Peek, Amma Ritou, Jona Roulin, Lili Ruigrok, Elliot Sardo Infiri, Owen Satriadi, Laura Schama, Patrick Simiac, Alexander Simienov, Sebastiaan Smits, Levi Snijder, Niklas Spilker en Jan Stegman. Gal Paran. Emma Pastoor. Mijna Peek. Amaritu. Jona Roelin. Lily Ruigrok. Elliot Sardo Inferi. Owen Satriadi. Laura Schama. Patrick Simiac. Alexander Simeniov. Sebastian Smit. Levi Snijder. Niklas Pulker. Jan Stegman. Oh, ja, klopt. Maar, oh ja, wacht even. Ja, ja. Nee, ik doe dat. Nee, dat is net alleen, wacht even, hebben we dan... Ja, wat... Hebben we dan... Moet ik...
Ja, zo.
Zal ik die doen? Ja, ik kan. Of wil jij die doen?
Yeah. So the next row consists of Jack, Mohammed, Angie, Zen, Emil, Diarno, Zoe, Yulin, Renske, Stijn, Isa, Sasha, Tobias, Denise, and Sjoerd. Jack Stedt. Mohammed Sulaiman. Angie Tan. Zenne Terli. Emiel van Tilburg. Diarno van Tuil. Zoe Tuttert. Yulin van Veen. Renske Veldman. Stijn Vijverberg. Isa Voorsluis. Sasha Zel. Tobias Zhang. Denise van Dop. And Short Pipers.
Well, dear graduates, this brings us to the end of today's ceremony. So to celebrate, we would like to invite you for drinks just down the hall in and around the restaurant. And there's also time to take a few more photos here if you want to. But please be advised that we do need the room to be empty in about 30 minutes so we can start setting things up for the second ceremony. But with one final thank you to everyone who helped make this celebration possible, and with one final round of applause, I close this graduation ceremony. Thank you. I just realized we have lots of Italians or people with Italian characters.
It is perfect for a flying honeymoon. so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. And I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in. You're Irish. I said to myself, this affair will never go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I would sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, inside of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up for reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I